Hey, hello, people. What's up? My health kind of sucks. I guess my teeth are fucked up, so it's like poisoning me. But apparently, I probably have to pull a tooth out. Anyway, my teeth are fucked up. Gonna have to probably get one pulled soon. Early next month. But anyway, hopefully that'll help my health if I can make it that far. Anyway, I just wanted to do another video about RFK Jr. I've been very gung ho. RFK seemed great on so many issues, and I basically was spearheading the local, pro RFK group, Santa Cruz for RFK Jr., putting posters up around town. But anyway, I'm probably going to take a step back from at least a leadership role in the group. I mean, I'll still help. I'm like, I'd still rather he win the Democratic primary because I doubt anybody better is going to run. Nobody better is running, really. I mean, I don't think Marianne is better, and definitely Biden is not better. But, it's the issue with Roger Waters. So Roger Waters, founder of Pink Floyd, founding member of Pink Floyd, and just like epic leftist activist all his life. He was, raised in a communist family, kind of like me. And so, a lot of people, they want to kill us. They want to kill communists because supposedly we're the oppressing them somehow, or I don't know. But actually the really legit communists, those are like the most solid people, or at least a lot of them are, they're people like Roger Waters, the people that will actually stand with the working class, even when every other fucking person, at least every other celebrity, is gonna shill for the elites. So anyway, he was under fire in, Germany was trying to ban him because he was doing some performance, and they claimed his performance was promoting Nazism because some of the costumes, it's actually it's like the Wall video where it's raising awareness about tyranny. So there's these costumes and all this stuff. So the Germans are trying to say that it's promoting tyranny. So fucking stupid. It's like the idiots who, when I have my Brave and Free tabling every Wednesday at Farmers Market, and one of our pamphlets says, stop the fascist Great Reset, or we don't want their fascist Great Reset. And there's people who will come up and they'll point at the word fascist and they'll be like, so you're a fascist, huh? So worthless. It's so obvious that they're just lying. They're just trying to use the stupidest, flimsy, they're pretending they're a million times stupider than they are, just in order to have plausible deniability to say this nonsense. So anyway, RFK Jr. tweeted support for Roger Waters, and he said, he's done great work, on opposing mandates and opposing the war in Ukraine. But then the next day, I believe, he deleted the tweet and replaced it, and then tweeted a thread about how how much he loves Israel. And he's like, well, when I tweeted support for Roger Waters, I thought he was just agreed with my issues about Ukraine and vaccines and or mandates or whatever. And then he's like, then I found out what he really believes. He's like, so, the shitlib scum that he runs with, and including his wife, they probably told him, like, Roger Waters is a notorious anti-Semite, right? Because that's literally what they call everybody that they don't like nowadays. Because, scumbag, like, boomers like him will say, oh, okay, they'll do anything. They'll literally do anything just as long as somebody tells them they have to do it to not be considered anti-Semitic. So anyway, it was very cringe, terrible, throwing Roger Waters under the bus. Then he was asked about it by, I forget the podcaster's name, kind of leftist, populist podcaster, and he gave a shitty answer. I mean, he ended up like saying like, yeah, the Palestinians should have rights too, but he was like just all about like gung-ho Israel. And then Glenn Greenwald asked him about that like very recently. My phone's going to cut me off soon. It only gives me like, I think 8 minutes, and it's like 6 minutes, but maybe it gives me 9. But anyway, so it's going to cut me off. But so he goes on Glenn Greenwald. He totally doubles down on it. He goes into the full thing, which Bernie did too. Bernie was challenged about this right before he ran in 2015, and he did the same thing. He just doubled down. Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East, and this is what RFK said. He kept saying, and first of all, it's totally stupid because Israel is literally right next to Lebanon and right next to, at least Lebanon. It's famously next to Lebanon, which is a famous democracy that's been a democracy for decades, probably a better democracy than Israel. But these scumbag racist devils, they never acknowledge that it exists. They always just bring up Saudi Arabia. And so he's like, well, would you want to live in, where would you want to live? In Israel or one of the other Arab countries? He kept saying that like over and over. And what about the other Arab country? It's like so stupid. Like, how do you not know that Israelis are not Arabs and they don't have an Arab country? Maybe he's acknowledging that. I guess he's acknowledging Palestine is an Arab country. That I'll give him credit for that, even if he didn't mean to say it. But anyway, I'm done being enthusiastic in my support of him as a candidate or as a human being. Like, yeah, I hope he beats the other, Democrats for the nomination. But my energy is now going to go to Cornel West and myself. I'm also running, but I definitely prefer, Cornel West is running for the People's Party nomination, even though they have like no ballot access at this time. But, maybe they could rectify that somehow. But yeah, either way, I support it, and I support him as a person more than RFK after just seeing this just total. It's as if he's never met like an actual leftist or any actual populist to tell him, hey, do you realize like we hate Israel? Like we all hate Israel. We don't worship it the way you do. And it was telling that he kept bringing up his family has a long-standing relationship with Israel. That's a lie. His family created Israel. JFK created Israel. I mean, I think,